Hi, you guys. It is Thursday, September 1st, 2016. My name is Doris, and this is the Knit and Purl Podcast, episode 107 Missing in Action. You can find the show notes for this podcast. I'm a little out of practice. On knitandpurl.net. The Purl is P-E-A-R-L. In social media, I am One Fine Cow on Ravelry and Twitter. I am One Fine Design on Facebook and Etsy, and I am Doris M. Smith, all smooshed together and lowercase, on Instagram. And the one in One Fine Design is the number one. There are links in the show notes to all of those social medias, so you can click on Facebook and see me there and all around. This podcast has a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Purl podcast group, also linked in the show notes. And we have one new member from last week, I believe, and that is Dar Cloud, who is Darlene. So welcome, Darlene. Make yourself at home. Start a thread if you need to, ask questions. Just thank you so much for coming along and joining the group. We have birthday shout outs for the Ravelry group, and we have 4 birthdays. And this will have been from the last time I podcast until next Wednesday. So, birthdays. Youngblood, who is Jennifer. Her birthday was on the 27th. Simona Maloney, who is Simona. Her birthday was on 31st yesterday. Simona also has a Recycled Yarn Co. She is Recycled Yarn Co. on Etsy, and she has some lovely, yummy stuff that you should just go take a look at. I didn't link it. You can find her in the Ravelry group or on Ravelry, and I'm pretty sure she has a link to her Etsy store. Anyway, jabber jabber. Doxy Dogs, her birthday, and I don't know the name. It could be a he or she. No real name. But her birthday is on the 6th of September. And finally, Angie Kunst, I'm assuming she's Angie, her birthday is on September 7th. So, I hope that you did have or will have a wonderful birthday, that you got to or get to spend time with friends and family, and that you eat cake if you want to eat cake. And I hope you get some yarny good presents. All right. Happy birthday, y'all. So that leads us into the Christmas in July, August cowl that we co-hosted with the Nevercast Off podcast. It is time to draw the prizes. One moment, please. Timer went off. There we go. Okay. So, drawing prizes for this. There were 45 posts in the Ravelry group. I'm going to get it up so whenever it's time, we will be able to see who the winner is. So it was 1 through, well, it would be 2 through 45. But if I draw number 20, we will have to redraw because somebody accidentally posted in the project thread. I think I'm checking to make sure it was number 20. I'm pretty sure it was. Yes, it was. So if I draw number 20, I'll draw again. So let me just get this up and we'll just see who gets. We'll do the drawing, then I'll show the gifts again. Should I do that? I'll show the gifts. Sorry, I have to go out of frame. The winner will receive a lovely bag from Sheila of the Nevercast Off podcast and the Etsy store. Thank God for bags. This beautiful bag. It's got a long handle. It's got a beautiful zipper pull progress keeper. It's got a beautiful inside. Her card is in there, and there's this neat little thing that you can put your stitch markers on. That is that. And remember, we already had one prize draw, but being this is the grand prize draw, everybody gets a chance at this grand prize. And finally, from Diabolical Yarns, I ordered a beautiful skein. I wanted to support her because she is a local indie dyer. We have this beautiful stuff, which it is fingering, but it looks like a heavy fingering. Christmas. The title of the colorway is a Variegated. It's her sturdy sock, 75% washable wool and 25% nylon. And the color, where's the color name? Christmas is coming. Look where the color name is. Okay, there we go. Beautiful, beautiful. The winner will receive the bag and the beautiful Christmas yarn. And this is, like I said, it looks like a sturdier, thicker sock yarn. So if you're not a fingering person, you might still do okay with this. Okay. That's the prizes. Let me get the random number generator. Numbers. It will be 2 through 45. Let me make sure. Two through 45. Two through 45. Dun, da, da, da. Number 33 is a winner. That will be on page 2. Number 33 is Pocketses. Pocketses. She has a beautiful shawl from, it's a Mara shawl with Cascade 220. Beautiful. It's very nice. I didn't take mine. So let me just click on her and Sharon Pocketses. Please contact me with your address and I will send this on out to you. Congratulations. Thank you so much for all of you who participated. It was a fun knit along. I didn't get anything knit though for Christmas. I don't know that I'll do Christmas knitting. We'll just have to see. In the past I did major Christmas knitting and I never saw any of it being used. So that moves us along to the baby hats for Hayti. And what I did on I linked to the thread on Ravelry so that you can see the rules. And this will be closed October 1st so that I think she said her sister was going sometime in October, so we want to make sure that we have plenty of time to get everything. And there will be a nice gift package for whoever. So I will draw from when we closed before to October 1st for a gift from me. Please, if you can, knit a hat, send it to the address, post it in the thread, and I would thank you very much. Thank you so much, you guys. So, moving along to Story of the Week and Stash Enhancement. There's no stash. And in case you didn't notice, I didn't podcast last week because we were getting prepared for the annual float trip. The bull float trip we went on this year. So we, all the packing and stuff. For the bull float, the bull is a radio station here in the St. Louis area, and they have an annual float trip. And I'm sorry about the color. For some reason, it's being crazy today. I look like an orange, a pumpkin. Let me do this again. Oh, that's better. So, and I said in the show notes, there's always a story about that, and for details, listen to the video. So Thursday night, if you remember last year, I did a crazy little escapade and broke some ribs and didn't get to go on the float. This year, it's going to be quick. I was bending down to get some towels out of the bottom of the closet, to put in the camper, and when I came back up, I was having major back spasms and my back hurt all week, and we didn't get to go on the float. And I have been to the chiropractor a couple times and today, and as you notice, I took an ice pack out. So I'm feeling 100% better since I got manipulated after work today. So hopefully we're on the mend. So that was why we didn't have a podcast last week, and that was the fun. But we had it was a nice trip. The bull float trip includes the floating on Saturday, 2 nights of concerts, country music singers, and I don't know who they are that went, but Friday night concert, Saturday night concert, and a free t-shirt and a beautiful bracelet to wear all weekend. And this year was surprisingly less populated as last year. It was good. It was really good, and I was very thankful we have a nice new camper with air conditioning and a nice bed and a bathroom and a shower. Anyway, enough of that. One more thing before we get into the real meat of the knitting. The health pearl this week. I linked it in the shoot, but I didn't. I don't think I liked it. Oh. Okay, well, no worries. If I can't find it, I'll just cut this portion out. I didn't. I'll be back. Okay, so I found it. I'm back. The health pearl is if you have joint arthritis, osteoporosis, or rheumatism problems, try this amazing remedy. And the remedy is gelatin. Taking gelatin, it says if you have, let me read the beginning. The medication has become so advanced that there are remedies for almost every disease. The easiest way is to stuff ourselves with pills and improve the condition of our joints, bones, knees, neck, and feet. But instead of trying pills and synthetic treatments, wouldn't it be better to try natural alternatives instead of drowning in pharmaceutical solutions? And it says in this article, we're representing you as a therapy that suggests using gelatin, and the positive results are guaranteed within several weeks. First, try to find High quality food gelatin. You can find numerous products with flavors or sugar. Add a teaspoon of gelatin to a glass of water and drink it before you go to bed. And then it says you can also use fresh juice and yogurt instead of water. The liquid thickens as you stir in the gelatin, so you can use a spoon if it's too thick. You can also eat it on cereal or in milk. Taking gelatin dose twice a day if you are dealing with some severe ailments. The pain will disappear quickly and you will experience a greater joint mobility in 7 days. Gelatin treatments usually last about 4 or 6 weeks. It says gelatin is an animal product and it is obtained through the hydrolysis of calcium. Hydrolysis of calcium. This is a protein that is based of animal cartilage, bone, and tendons. We consume gelatin through food products like jellies, meat, poultry, or dairy, and gummy candies, but we have not, that we're not even aware of. Anyway, so aging affects the production of collagen and individual microfibers in the body become interconnected. That leads to reduced flexibility and makes older people have problems moving and experiencing pain. It takes more time to warm your body and perform regular physical activities seem impossible. So, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but gelatin I'll show you the page so you'll know if you're on the right page when you see it. It's from Healthy Food Headliners. So gelatin for joint rebuilding. There you go. Let me try this again. Okay. So that's the Health Pearl. So now we'll get into the real reason most of you are here. Knitting. And we have some. I have a finished object. So, I finished the Messalina shawl, which is a paid-for pattern on Ravelry by K.F. Jones. The yarn I used is beautiful. It is Malabrigo Aurora. I can't say it. I use size 7, US 7, 34.5 millimeter, 4-inch circulars. And what I had ended up doing, if you don't remember, I knit the pattern according to the pattern directions. It was too small. So I decided that I didn't want to live with it. So I put in a lifeline and pulled back to, well, at this point, it was probably right in here. Right in about there. Yeah, right in. It's hard to do this on the camera. Right about there. So I got it back on the needle and I knitted, and I still didn't know how I was going to determine and keep the patterning up to speed so that everything would come together. You see at the end, that middle section, how the twisted rib, it all comes together nicely. I didn't know how I was going to do that, so what I end up doing is going on Ravelry, looking at project pages. I saw where somebody, 2 people had gone to 260. So I decided to go until I had 260 stitches on my needle. That way I knew I didn't have to do the math. And then I started the border. I'm sorry, this is kind of hard to see. This is the border. So also another person in their project pages continued to do increasing so that it came to a point, and I liked that idea, and so I did the same thing, and it worked out really well, didn't it? Yeah. And I like it better, and it's big enough, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy that I ripped it back and redid it because I love the way it looks and feels now. So this is the way I normally like to wear my shawls, just like this. And when I was wearing the other one, it just didn't set right. It didn't feel right. I very rarely wear my shawls forward. I think the only shawl I ever wore forward was Age of Grass and Steam. I wear it as a kerchief, but it's done and I'm happy. And I recommend the pattern. You just, if you know, you just have to make sure you look at other projects and get an idea before you plow ahead like I did. Very pleased it's done, however. I finished it yesterday and soaked it and blacked it and went down today after work and took it off. There's still ends to weave in if you didn't notice, but it's blocked and it's beautiful. So whips. We have. So before I went on the float trip, all I had on my needles were big projects. So I decided to cast on a small project. I was looking through Jumper Cable knits patterns to look at her other shawls and stuff, but I saw this beautiful free pattern for a cowl, and I knew that would be a good traveling project as I got ready to go on the float trip. So I took it. I didn't do a lot of work on it. I did not. In fact, I think I knit 2 rows the whole time we were gone. If you can get a good look at what it looks like. No, you can't really see it. It's called Sugarcane Cowl by Ann Baker, who is Jumper Cable Knits. I started it probably Wednesday, maybe Thursday. It's so pretty. See, you can see the definition. It does look like a sugar cane. Isn't that pretty? I think it's going to turn out so nice. I love it. There it is. I'm using my squares. It is a US 6 4mm squares, 40-inch circular. I'm doing a magic loop. The yarn is King Cole Smooth DK. And here's the numbers, color numbers. But yeah, this is a really, really cute. I'm excited about it. It's very pretty. I like it. And it's simple. There you go. Sugarcane cowl. That's my one active traveling project. I did do some work on my modified surprise shawl, and the link to this pattern is, if you click on the link, it takes you to a YouTube video by Jay's Knit and Purl Jam on YouTube. And this is just a recipe, her recipe that I modified to make it wider. She recommends increasing every 3rd or 4th row. I decided to increase every other row. And I'm now actually working on the back, so I'm not increasing anymore. And then when I get the back part of it done, I will start decreasing it down. It's so pretty. It's got this nice, pretty lace border, and it's got this is like the neckline border, and then we have the body of the end. That is where I was the last time I showed you this, or the first time I showed you it. So there's a little bit done on that. I love it. And of course, I love the colors. So, and the yarn, the needles I'm using is a US 7, 4.5, 40-inch circular. This is Knit Picks Dreams. The yarn is the Lion Brand Yarns Big Ice Cream Big Scoop. The colorway is Strawberry Frazee. That's all I know about that. In my Joanne Springs Knit Spin Farm bag, link in the show notes, and my other project, I didn't tell you the bag. It's made by Faye, whose Etsy store is by Faye Creations. There's a link in the show notes. You can go and look at her stuff. So I love this. I got this as part of her birthday giveaway. Perfect for a hat or a sock for Cal, which is what I have. This is my Joanne Springs Knit Spin Farm bag. Also links in the show notes to her shop. She has bats for spinning and bags. Finally, I'm going to take this away because it's falling off. It's like beautiful, beautiful. The color is English Rose, by the way, which I thought was appropriate for the pattern. Okay, finally, my last project. I shouldn't be bending like that, but in this bag, which, guess what was in that last time? This is what's in it this time. Yes, I started a new wrap. This one is going to be in shades of pink, gray, and black. And this one is going to be the regular size wrap of the mitered square. Mitered wrap by Maya Linuson. It is a free pattern or recipe on Ravelry by Maya Linuson. This is a mismatch of yarn, but it's going to be more cohesive. It's going to be pinks and grays and blacks. And it's going to be exactly like her recipe. It's going to be you'll see. You'll see. Anyway, I started that a couple days ago when I just wanted, well, it was like before the float trip, between the two last episode and this episode. Isn't it pretty? I love that color. And the gray goes with it so well. Yep. That's all I've done on that. And I'm using a bigger needle size. This is a needle that I received in one of my surprise stashes. It is a Crystal Palace US 9. I decided on using bigger needles, make it a more drapier fabric. It's already going to be smaller, so I want it to be drapier and maybe a little bigger. So that is all of the projects to be had. Put that up there, okay. So now we are on. No spinning. I didn't even touch the spinning wheel the last 2 weeks. On Pinterest, I found something really cool. If you are ever interested in designing your own sweater or designing a sweater pattern, this this is a cool pen that will help you to do such a thing as that. If I could find it. No, where's that? Here it is. It's a pen and it's linked in the show notes. Improv or improvise, a basic pattern for a top-down seamless sweater. So there is a website. It's by Fringe Association, Knit and Let Knit. It is a way that you can figure out the number of stitches that you need to start to make a top-down raglan sweater that anyway, it gives you pictures, tutorials, and reading so that you can figure out how to improvise your own top-down raglan sweater. I thought that was kind of cool. One of these days when I have time, I will sit down and look at that. The Stumble is just 17 essential life hacks that every human should know. My likes. Okay. Sorry, you're looking at my head a lot. I have very thin hair, if you can tell. Oh, don't do this to me. Get out here. Okay. 17 essential life hacks that every human should know. Number 1 is there's a fresh egg test, and it tells you on that little thing what to do. And then, did you know that white text with black outline can be seen red in any color? This says to put your blue cartridge in a red pen because nobody steals a red pen. A good sandwich guide, and I'm just going to bring it up close so you can see it. Instead of doing overlapping and not having having bare bread, you can cut it and put it on like that. Da, 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 da. To have ice water, turn a half-filled Nalgene bottle sideways and it'll freeze, and then you can still add water and you'll have ice water. Let a can opener work like this to open plastic. Use a Post-it to clean your keyboard. Get it cleaner. There's an idea for a small kitchen. You can pull out a drawer and put your cutting board there for more space. Springs of old pens can save your iPhone cords. And there's a butter hack where you use a cold butter, that hard piece of butter, and you can shred it and it'll melt faster. And you don't have broken up bread because you can't spread it. Number 11 is a fancy drink maker. It gives a diagram. 13, a good idea for a bobby pin. Can you see that? Dun, 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 dun. Okay. We don't need any of 14. 15, tell people about the freshness of the coffee made simple. This is kind of cool. 2 coffee cups, 1 stacked on. Oh, sorry. That was a horrible noise. Okay, here it is. We're almost done. 2 coffee cups, 1 stacked on the other. The other one says time of coffee, points down. The one on the bottom gives your 24-hour day, and you can just. Coffee was made at 6 a.m. I thought that was kind of cool. Who would take time to do that? If you don't have a, okay, if you want a free premium trial on a website, but you don't have a credit card and you don't want to use a credit card, you don't have one, you can use those Visa gift cards to do that. Finally, to keep a button from falling off, use clear fingernail polish on the thread. Okay. Update, I wanted to let you know from last week, the detox drink that was the Health Pearl, I've been drinking it faithfully for the last week and a half. I missed 3 days over the weekend, but the vinegar, lemon, honey, water, and cinnamon, it's been my breakfast. I haven't been incredibly hungry between breakfast and lunch. I usually have a mid-morning snack, but it's been my breakfast, and we'll see how it works. I figure I could use it to detox and to also help my joints because of the cinnamon being the anti-inflammatory. And I was taking vinegar for a while now for my joints. Lemon juice is good for vitamin C. Honey is always good. Anyway, if you're interested, you can go back to the show notes from 2 weeks ago. Look at that. I mean, it can't hurt to drink a little, good, fresh, clean things in the morning to help clear your body out and to help with inflammation and joint pain and such and such. I think I might try the gelatin as well. Okay. Thank you guys so much for hanging with me. Thank you and by the way, we are so close to 300 subscribers on YouTube. Pretty awesome. And there might be a YouTube prize for my subscribers. All right, guys. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy Labor Day. Happy September. I'll see you next week. Bye, you guys.